Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another top 10 video on my top 10 worst Marvel Legends of 2021. Trying to pick up your favorite Marvel Legends, you can do so at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
While you're down there, I ask you to please hit that like button, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And yeah, we are starting with our top 10 worst Marvel Legends this year. Tomorrow I'll post a video on my top 10 favorite Marvel Legends, or the top 10 best Marvel Legends of 2021. These are all runner-ups over here, and I wanted to talk about the parameters of my decision making and everything, and just to remind you guys, nobody is totally objective out there. Everybody has their biases. So if anybody thinks that they're 100% objective or they're telling you that, don't fall for it. It's all subjective, okay? Now, my parameters are basically what happened to the action figure after I reviewed it. For instance, it's really bad if it just gets binned or put back in the box. Yeah, like that John Walker over there. However, I'll explain why that's not on the top 10 list. And then it's also bad if I put the figure aside and never put it on the shelf. And then it's not bad at all, or it's not so bad if I ended up actually putting the figure on the shelf like I did with this John Walker right over here. So that's why he's not on the top 10 list, even though I'm very frustrated with this figure. Both of them have the unremovable gun. That bums me out. The Red Guardian right over here, I had one with really bad paint apps on the face, and that really bummed me out because that's really the main reason to pick up the figures for the head sculpt, and I got bad paint apps. We got inaccurate design right over here with the black and gold suit Spider-Man. However, I do love the gold cobweb pattern on this figure, so it did not make the list. And then the Tigra over here, I really love the body mold. I love the sculpt and everything, but that orange color, man, dude, if you look it up, you're gonna find like 3% of the pictures of Tigra looking like this. Like 97% of them have the lighter orangish yellow color, not that color right there. And I'm very bummed out that they used that color scheme on Tigra, especially because we've been waiting for a new Tigra for so long, and they gave us this vibrant orange over here. The bare chest Wolverine. Shout out to Toying Around, by the way, but I just don't like how the hair came out, and I never really wanted just a bare chest Wolverine. Like, that's not something that was on my radar. I just don't like how this looks. Like, it's just not natural looking the way the hair is applied on it, and it's all peppery looking, and it just doesn't look natural in any kind of way. It looks so weird to me, but I do like the new head sculpt and how they did that. The Death Dealer, super stiff figure for a super agile character. That's incredibly frustrating, and I do have bad paint apps on the head sculpt too, so that bummed me out. However, he did make it to the shelf. And then Katie over here, I like a lot. I like the Katie figure, but I know a lot of people out there don't. But I just put her there for those of you who don't like that. But again, see, everybody's got their own opinions. Nobody's 100% objective. And I like Katie, and I'm happy to have the Katie figure. Can't forget about this bag of disappointments over here. I am actually really not that disappointed in the figures themselves, but I am bummed out about the Eternals movie. And I do like these figures. I do like them. They will be put on a shelf, but yeah, I'm not prioritizing that duty right now just because, well, I really just don't like the movie. All right, let's move on to our top 10 worst Marvel Legends of 2021, starting with the ones that I actually like the most. So let's take a look at number 10. So at number 10, I'm giving it to Quasar. I'm very happy to have a Quasar figure in my collection. Again, everybody's biased. I like the character. I've been wanting the character, but I'm bummed out about Hasbro using the Bucky Cap mold. I'm bummed out about the accessories. I'm not a fan of the accessories. They came with 0 constructs, so that bums me out. Also, the inside of the cape is supposed to be black with the stars painted in there, and I just feel like that's just way too much blue. It's just not having that cool starry effect that I was kind of hoping to see on a Quasar figure's cape. So yeah, it's at number 10, still happy to have it, but I am disappointed. And at the number 9 spot, I'm giving it to the Hood figure. Oh man, this figure frustrates me. I really cannot stand that cape. Just makes him hard to stand. Even fairly vanilla posed like this, it's frustrating to deal with. As soon as you take the cape off, it's a fairly bland figure. I'm not a big fan of the accessories. I don't like the accessories that he comes with. The head sculpt is pretty fun, but you know, it's just really not my favorite. Shout out to the Sunny channel though. He has actually made this figure a lot more fun. Check out his channel. I'll put a link in the description below. So thanks Sunny for making me like this figure more, but I've been wanting the character and he is on the Avengers villains shelf. So had to give him a low spot at number 9. And at the number 8 spot, I am giving it to the Disney Plus Falcon and the Winter Soldier Build-A-Figure Wings Captain America. I am disappointed in this figure, but it's definitely not my least favorite of the year or anything. I never actually re-binned this. I've had it out sitting on top of a bin. Every once in a while, I do pick it up and kind of play around with it a little bit. So it's definitely not the very, very worst. It's just that I am disappointed in the figure, and I think my disappointment in the show kind of adds to my disappointment to the figure as well. I don't like how large the head sculpt looks, and I have a Marvel Select version that I actually like better than this one over here. So yeah, for a Build-A-Figure, and the wings being the Build-A-Figure, I just thought that, I don't know, I just felt like it just wasn't enough going on over here, and it just made me feel disappointed. What can I say? So I was bummed out about this Falcon figure, and the lack of interchangeable hands and interchangeable heads, and they're re-releasing it, which is like, oh god. So there we go, another one that I don't have to get, so what. But anyway, yeah, at number 8 I gave it to the Build-A-Figure Falcon Cap. So from number 7 and on up, we're looking all at reboxed or binned figures. And at number 7, I'm giving it to the Walmart exclusive upgraded Suit No Way Home figure. There are new pieces added to this, but I am extremely disappointed in the lack of paint for the cobweb pattern. That really frustrates me. We already had an upgraded suit figure from before. That did not have that paint detail, and I really thought Hasbro would give us the next upgraded suit figure with cobweb pattern in it, and it doesn't have it. We get a reused Tom Holland head sculpt, which isn't bad, and a new Spidey head sculpt, which is not bad. So it's not the absolute worst for me of the year, but I'm just so bummed out about the lack of paint detail on the figure. It just makes it look really cheap to me, and I really feel like they could have done it. I just don't understand why. So yeah, this figure legit pisses me the hell off. Oh, and it doesn't come with a Build-A-Figure piece either. You know what I mean? Like, if I see a Build-A-Figure piece in there and I see no paint where I want paint, then I could, like, in my mind, I could see, like, oh, they put their money towards the Build-A-Figure piece. But no Build-A-Figure piece, no paint. Just very frustrated with this figure. It made it to the number 7 spot. And at number 6, I'm giving it to the Tri-Sentinel or Theta Sentinel Build-A-Figure Waves classic Jean Grey figure. And this figure is really good for planking. That's like really all I could really think of to do with this figure is just plank away over here because she could barely stand. There's not enough leg movement with this figure to get her to really stand. It's extremely frustrating to deal with. She got binned immediately after the review, and I've been wanting a classic Jean Grey figure for a long freaking time. It's one of the earlier Hasbro Marvel Legends that are out there, and that was a disappointment. Never picked up that one because I thought it looked so bad. And this one right here, dude, so disappointing. So yeah, just really frustrated with this Marvel Girl figure over here. Was really hoping for a good classic Marvel Girl, but nope. We got the planking version, right? I mean, god damn it, man. It's like, it's really hard to just get her to stand on this rotating. It's just really frustrating. I can't stand this figure. Damn it. And next on the list, we have the What If series Watcher Build-A-Figure Wave Nebula. Now, this is just a figure that I don't think ever needed to exist. Like, they just really didn't need to make it. I don't really hate this figure. I actually like the body mold, which has been reused over here, and I do like the new head sculpt. It's just, I'm just not a big fan of that particular What If episode, and this Nebula right here, while it doesn't look that bad to me, it's just so unnecessary. She was pretty much immediately binned after the review, and I just don't have a need for this figure, and I would have been totally fine if this figure just never existed in the first place. And at the number 4 spot, I am giving it to the classic Dormammu figure. This is not really that awful of a figure. There's just one huge glaring mistake with it, and he's supposed to have a red face and yellow fire for the hair, or the head anyway, and they went with reddish pink face with orange hair, and that head just all blends together, and it's not supposed to look like that. I do prefer the cooler, more contemporary versions that came out from Hasbro, so I have a preference of those. I just like their designs a whole lot more. But I do like the classic version, especially because we're getting a classic Doctor Strange, so that would have been cool posing this figure with that one when it comes out, but it's just, every time I look at this figure, it just frustrates the hell out of me. It's just somebody checked the wrong box, somebody injected the wrong color into the mold over here, and it just ruins the figure. To me, it ruins it. And at the number 3 spot, I'm giving it to the Amazon exclusive Ashy Deadpool. That is just clearly not ashy enough. It had one job, dude. You're supposed to paint it with a lot of gray, and they just didn't do that, and that is just incredibly disappointing. I mean, it's really the one reason why I think anybody would want to pick up the figure. It's called the Ashy Deadpool. It's supposed to be ashy, but they went with a dark orange burgundy color instead, and it's just like, okay, maybe a little bit of gray mixed in there, but not really enough at all. I'm just very disappointed in this. I love the body mold and everything, and as a figure just on its own, you know, done correctly, I still like it, but it's like, I'm just so frustrated with the way it came out. It actually looks better in the box instead of on any of my shelves. And at the number 2 spot, I am giving it to the Retro Vintage Collection Invisible Woman figure. Oh yeah, she did not make the number 1 spot, to my own surprise, because I found a figure that I dislike more than this one. The only reason why she's at number 2 and not number 1 is that the body mold isn't bad, and I do like seeing the white and blue Fantastic Four suits. That is a fan favorite for a lot of people out there, and I'm glad that Hasbro made those versions. I'm just not glad that they gave her such a god-awful head sculpt. It's just really bad, and I wish it had been looked at and treated, and somebody should have left some notes for that head sculpt over there, and it looks like nobody gave it the love that it needed. And this isn't the first time we've had this happen to us. I mean, come on, man. We've had some bad Sue Storms in the past already, but yep, this one is the latest, and it's at least useful for the body mold, so that's why it's at number 2. But yeah, this is really one of the most disappointing figures from Marvel Legends in a long time. And at the number 1 spot, I am giving it to the What If series TChalla Star-Lord. You know how I said earlier with the Nebula, if that figure never existed, I would have been totally fine. Well, if this version of the character never existed, I would have been totally fine. I really don't like this What If version of TChalla. I'm just not happy with it. Very unhappy with this figure. There's some bad design choices over here, man. For instance, the upper torso and the pants are not supposed to be the exact same color. He is supposed to have a belt, so I think the pants are supposed to be more of a black color and the shirt is supposed to be gray. Also, the shirt is supposed to, or he's supposed to have a necklace too, so he's supposed to have his Wakandan necklace still. He doesn't have that detail on there. There's no muscle definition on the upper torso or anything. It's just very flat and bland and boring, and I just don't like the design, and I'm just very unhappy with the character. And you can't store his guns at his hips like how he's shown doing that in the show. He doesn't have his little rocket boosters on his ankles like how he's supposed to have, and I don't know what those notches are supposed to be, but they look like they're supposed to support, you know, some kind of little boosters right there, but he doesn't have that. And I just didn't like how the character came out, and I'm just very sad that it even happened. I just really don't like the T'Challa Star-Lord at all, and he made the number 1 spot. So that's my video, you guys, and again, stay tuned for my top 10 best Marvel Legends of 2021 coming up tomorrow. I want to know what you guys think of my list. You know, I think it's actually a pretty fair list over here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, as well as the notification bell. And yeah, I'm curious to know what your top 10 worst Marvel Legends of the year are, so please let me know in the comment section below. If I read your list, I will give it a heart, and stay tuned for more videos coming to the channel. Happy New Year, everybody, stay safe out there, and I will catch you later. Peace. Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. Your face.